So if you just keep coming down just a little bit further.
My quads are gonna be on fire by the time the video's over. Alright, so today we're going to be putting this steering wheel, this hub that we got from Hard Motorsport. It is the NRG E30 hub, just a Amazon wink mirror, and these hood latches on the trunk. We always are misplacing the key for it, and you do need the key in order to get into that trunk. So we just kind of want to get rid of it and put these on there because we just had them laying around. This is a $30 eBay steering wheel. I just bought it because it's going to be a temporary thing because I will eventually get the quick release. So I just bought a cheap deep dish. It was the cheapest one I could find. But so far we're actually really satisfied with the build quality. Jordan and I did kind of like push against each other on it, and it creaked a little bit, but other than that, it was like super rigid. The only reason you need a super rigid steering wheel anyways is if you were drifting because you're constantly pulling on it. For autocross, your hands are usually always on the steering wheel anyways, so the rigidity doesn't need to be as strong there as it does for drift. So we're actually kind of experimenting with this a little bit, but like I said, I'll eventually be putting another one in when I do the quick release.
So with the steering wheel being as cheap as it was, we didn't have a lot of choice when it came to colors. We were trying to find a black with blue stitching on it, and unfortunately we couldn't find anything like that. We would have even gone for black on black. Unfortunately, this one came with red stitching, which we didn't want for the car. Most cars would look okay, but since the car's got kind of a blue, black, gunmetal theme going on, we didn't want red in here. So what we actually did was take some of this fabric and vinyl paint. It's meant for like restoring stuff that's been sunburned and stuff like that. And I didn't want to spray the whole steering wheel, so what we actually did was pop the lid off. I sprayed it into the lid, and then I used a small paintbrush. Stitching here soaked it up really quickly. The reason I didn't spray it on there is because I didn't want to get paint over the rest of the steering wheel. It's actually quite soft feeling, and you know, we're not seeing any downsides to having a steering wheel like this. And like RJ said, the rigidity concerns with this steering wheel already been tested. We went and pushed around on it and stuff like that, and we're trying to get it to bend here. People get them to flex here really bad. So we'll get it on the car and we'll do it again, but we played with it quite a bit. So, and then again, when we go to take the steering wheel out, we'll give a final review on this steering wheel. So this is a wink mirror. The reason you would buy one of these is to basically eradicate your blind spots. It's mostly for like racing and stuff like that if you're on a track so you can see people behind you. One of the reasons why we're doing this on the E30 is I have one in the E46, and I like how it brings the mirror up from being on the windshield. The OEM one sits a little bit lower. This will sit almost 6 inches higher. And then because of these seat bolsters that hold your shoulders in, it makes it a little bit difficult to turn around. So this will eliminate a lot of RJ's blind spots. He'll seem to turn around when he's backing up, but this will help out a ton while he's driving around.
Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up, no time to late to drift away. I find my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again.
So the hood pins that we bought, which will soon be trunk pins on the E30, originally were for this car. I bought this Duraflex GTR styled hood, and I didn't know how it was going to mount up, so I bought these just in case I was going to have to use these. Fortunately enough, I didn't have to use it. I think there's a lot going on here at the front end. I think it would have been too busy to put these on, so we just had these laying around. These cost around $20. I know a lot of people get kind of worried, oh, are they going to be strong enough? We do have a buddy that bought the expensive brand name ones, and they are basically identical. They even use similar parts. The springs are the same distance. Coil-wise, it's the same plastic. It even has some of the same markings. So if you're looking for some cheap ones, honestly, there's really little to no difference between these ones and the other ones.
Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up, no time to late to drift away. I find my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again. And as I fall, I can feel the pain. You can't tell me where to go, so I don't know, I just go with the flow. I go with the flow.
So we got the left side mounted up. We may not even mount the right side because we're kind of running out of time for tonight. And this actually holds it really well. The only reason we may do it on this side is one, symmetry, and two, because this side kind of jiggles a little bit more than this side now. But this actually holds it really well, so we're gonna rivet this down and we're gonna call this part good for tonight.
I'm here in the middle of nowhere. There is no there, it is cold there, but I am safe and I am known. Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up, no time to let it to drift away.